study the following graph carefully and answer the questions that follow, right? So what is this graph all about? The following graph shows the revenue in $1 million of 3 companies in their initial 6 years of operations in an economy which is characterized by a persistent inflation. So basically it's talking about a graph which shows the revenue of 3 companies. Now what are the 3 companies? Snapdeal, Amazon and Flipkart, right? The blue bars represent Snapdeal, the red ones are for Amazon and the green ones are for Flipkart. In their initial 6 years of operations. So these are the 6 years of operations, right? First year, second year, third, fourth, fifth and sixth, right? In an economy which is characterized by persistent inflation, right? So we will see if that has to be understood in detail when we answer the question. So I think graph is very simple. Like I had mentioned to you all in the session 1 as well, you got to understand the data very clearly before you proceed with the questions, right? You should be able to, you should be very clear as to what all can be extracted from the graph before you start solving the question. So I think this is a very simple one. We know about the revenue of 3 different companies over 6 different years. Like for example, if I have to find out what is the revenue of Snapdeal in the year 1. Now Snapdeal in year 1, look at this blue graph, right? It is exactly coinciding with that first segment here, right? See, if you see the y-axis, we have got 500, 1000, 1500 and so on, right? These are the marked values. If you see 0 to 500, there are 5 divisions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each division is equal to 100. Then 500 to 1000 also, there are 5 divisions. So basically each horizontal line, each thin line there in the background is equivalent to 100. So if you see Snapdeal in the first year is exactly 100. How about Amazon? Amazon is 200. How about Flipkart? Flipkart you see is between 100 and 200, exactly between 100 and 200. So it should be taken as 150, right? I'm sure all of you know how to read the graph there. So very simple, we know the revenue in $1 million of 3 companies over 6 years. That's the data we have. All right. Let's now look at the first question. So the first question from this data is on your screens now. Yeah, so here it says the difference in the average percentage increase in the revenues from 4th year to 6th year of Snapdeal and Amazon is. So it's asking us to find out the difference. Difference in what? The average percentage increase in the revenues. From which years? From 4th year to 6th year. Of which 2 companies? Snapdeal and Amazon. So I'll leave you with this for about a minute. Your time starts now. You can see the graph on the right hand side of your screen and the question towards the left. And this also tells us the, gives us some data about how students have performed, right? The average time was 116 seconds, which is close to 2 minutes, right? Almost 2 minutes. And the accuracy is only 27%. Only 27%. Supriya, by the way, has asked us a question here that observing data takes a lot of time in exam. Can we reduce that time somehow? Or can we write it on paper once? No. Definitely no for your second question. Don't copy the data on paper. It makes no sense. You'll just be wasting your precious time by doing that. Observing, yes, can take time, but this is a simple graph. I think you should be clear with what all can be extracted in about 10 seconds of your observation here, right? So waiting for you all to respond to this question. I think Karthik Kapoor is the first one to answer this, and he says it should be option B. Karthik has got B. Sunil Gupta has also got B. Waiting for more responses. Swagatika has got 47.38, which again is option 2. But on the other hand, we have Gautam, who has got option 1, 35.56. Kiran has got 59.21, which is option 4. Malbika Mohanty is marked the answer as 3, 50.79. Chiranjit Behra has got 59.21, option 4. Akash Trivedi has also got 59.21. So I think a lot of confusion has arisen now, right? Option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4. All these 4 options have been marked except option 5. Nobody has marked option 5 yet, right? 55.43. I would like to wait for a few more seconds. I know that the time is up, right? But I want more and more people to respond to this one, right? It's just that there are 2-3 steps involved, and then it's all about the way you do your calculations, right? You have to be really quick in playing with those numbers. So let's say About 30 more seconds for more people to respond, and then we look at the solution. Rohit says it should be D, 59.21. Good. So I think almost all the first options have been covered except the fifth one, like I've mentioned already, right? Maximum students have got 47.38, followed by 50.79, followed by 59.21, and then I think a few of you have also got 35.56. So let's look at the solution now, right? Enough time has been given. Let's take up the solution, right? Yeah, more and more answers coming in. I know the longer I wait, the more responses we would get. So let's discuss the solution. I know it is a little time consuming. This cannot be solved in like 30 seconds, but you can cut down a lot of steps, right? Always remember, the solution here may look lengthy because I'm explaining it to you in detail, right? But when you do it yourself, try to write as less as possible on paper, right? Try to do calculations mentally as much as possible, and then save your precious time. So let me discuss the solution for this first question on data interpretation from the session today. Here we go. So the question says the difference in the average percentage increase in revenues from 4th year to 6th year of Snapdeal and Amazon is. So we are talking about two companies here, Snapdeal and Amazon, right? Snapdeal and Amazon. You know that Snapdeal is this blue bar here and Amazon is the red ones. From which year to which year? From 4th year to 6th year. Now what is the value of Snapdeal in 4th year? I think it is 300 and then 350, right? 350. How about Amazon? Amazon is 450, right? Amazon is 450. Then in 6th year, what are the values? In 6th year, I think Snapdeal is exactly in line with this 1200, right? So it is 1200, I guess. And Amazon is what? I think Amazon is 2000, right? Amazon is 2000. I mean, that's what you will have to do in the exam also, right? Try to meet the y-axis there. So we have got the numbers here, right? I think 350 in the first year, Snapdeal. It becomes 1200 in the 6th year, from 4th year to 6th year. Whereas Amazon, from 450, it has reached up to 2000. These are all revenues, right? Revenues in $1 million. But we are not worried about the units. See, understand that the question here is on percentage. He's talking about percentage increase. So when it is about percentage increase, don't worry about the units there, right? No conversion is required, and we don't really have to worry about the units of measurement. Now, what do we have to find out? We have to find out the difference. Difference in what? The average percentage increase. Now, first of all, what is percentage increase? Percentage increase is final minus initial by initial into 100. Very, very important concept from the topic of percentage, right? Percentage change. Percentage change is always the final value minus the initial value upon the initial value into 100. Final minus initial by initial into 100. This is what we need to find out for these two companies for the given 2 years. Now, what is the final value here? Final values are the values in the year number 6. Initial values are the values in year number 4. So for both the companies, find out the percentage changes. Percentage change can be an increase or a decrease. Here is talking about increase. I mean, clearly the values have increased, right? 350 has become 1200, 450 has become 2000. So these are increments. So find out the percentage change. Percentage change for, let's say, Snapdeal. Right, how much is the percentage change from Snapdeal? Final value is 1200 minus 350. 1200 minus 350 divided by 350 into 100. I think it is here where you need to cut down a few steps, right? I mean, you should not be writing this. Now, I am putting it up so that you can follow how we have arrived at the answer. But you should know that it is 1200 minus 350 by 350. So 1200 minus 350 is how much? 1200 minus 350 is 850, right? 850 by 350. 850 by 350. So you should directly write 850 by 350. In fact, you should say 85 by 35 into 100. 85 by 35 into 100. Now, how much will this be? How much will this be? 85 by 35. You understand? 850 by 350 into 100. Or keep it as it is. 850 by 350 into 100. Right? Or you can simplify if you want to. So I think this is... Achha, let's keep it as it is because there are more calculations involved. I'll tell you what we have found so far is only the percentage change, right? We have not gone to the average percentage change. He's asking us to find out average percentage change. What we have done is only the percentage change. Now let me do the same percentage change for the other company as well, right? Percentage change for, what is the other company? Amazon, right? Percentage change for Amazon. How much will that be? Final value is 2000. So 2000 minus 450 is the initial value upon 450 into 100. So 2000 minus 450 is 1550. 1550 by 450 into 100. Now understand what has he asked? What has he asked us to find out? Average percentage change. What we have done so far is only the percentage increase. Average percentage increase. See, this percentage increase is over a span of 3 years, right? From 4th year to 5th year and from 5th year to 6th year. So whatever percentage increase we get here, this is for 2 periods, from 4th to 5th and from 5th to 6th. Similarly, this percentage change also is for 2 periods, from 4th to 5th and 5th to 6th. So when you want the average percentage increase, when you want to include average in this calculation, you have to divide this result by 2. Divide this by 2. You're getting it? Why do we have to divide by 2? Because we are looking for average percentage increase. This is the overall percentage increase from 4th year to 6th year. But average for 2 years, right? From 4th to 5th and then from 5th to 6th. So divide by 2. So if I have to consider average, I'll divide this by 2. So multiply the denominator by 2. Here also if I have to consider average percentage change, I will multiply the denominator by 2. Right? Now look at it. I think you can forget about the hundreds and all. It is simply 850 by 700 or 85 by 70. And how much is this? 1550 by 1550 or 155 by 90. You understand? See, I'm neglecting the zeros here, right? Zeros are anyway cancelled. So 85 by 35 into 270, and this is 155 by 45. I'm not worried about into 100 because that anyway is a percentage calculation. And if you know how to do percentage based calculations quickly, you would know that 100 is not supposed to be used. I mean, you should avoid using 100 in your calculation and then directly get the percentage answer here. Now, it's all about split and merge. We have discussed this in our speed math videos, right? Speed math videos, that how do we do percentage based calculations quickly by using split and merge. So I will split 85 as 70 plus 15. 85 is 70 plus 15, right? It can be split as 70 plus 15. So 70 by 70 is, you understand, 85 by 70, right? 85 by 70 is what we have. So 70 by 70 is like 1, right? 70 by 70 is 1. So it's like 100 percentage. And 85 by, and 15 by 70. 15 by 70 is like approximately 20 percentage. See, 10 percentage for 70 is 7. 7, if 10 percentage is 7, 20 percentage will be 14, which is close to 15, right? So I think this is approximately 120 percentage. A little more than 120 percentage, slightly more than 120 percentage. You understand? 70 by 70 is 1, which means 100 percentage. 15 by 70 is like, 2 by 10, right? 7 into 2, 7 into 10. 2 by 10 is 20 percentage. So 100 plus 20, 120 percentage. Similarly, do the calculation for this one. 155 can be taken as, I will split it as 90 plus 65. 90 plus 65. 90 by 90, 100 percentage. 65 by 90. 65 by 90 is like 7 by 10. See, 9 into 7 is 63, right? Which is close to 65. So 7 by 10. So 7 by 10 is 70 percentage and this is 100 percentage. 100 plus 70, 170 percentage. Remember, this also will be slightly more than 170. Right? Slightly more than 170. This is very, very close to 120. Now we have to find out the difference in these two. See, what we have done is, first we have found percentage increase. Then we have found average percentage increase. Now you have to take the difference between these two values, 120 and 170. How much is the difference? 50, approximately 50, right? Approximately 50. So 59, 35, 55 all are ruled out. Now 47.38 and 50.79 are the two close answers. But if you are good with numbers, you would know that this will be close to 50 and a little more than that. So 50.79, option 3 would be the correct answer. See, it won't go to 47.38. It won't be like 3% less than 50, because we have done quite precise calculations, right? What we have done here is 120. 120 is 84 by 70. You understand? 84 by 70 is exactly 120 percentage. Here we have 85 by 70. So, very close to 120 percentage. Similarly, 153 by 90 is going to be 170 percentage. Split and merge. 153 is 90 plus 63. So 170 percentage. What we have is 155. So slightly more than 70 percentage. So this is 120 percentage. This is slightly more than 170. So answer should be slightly more than 50. Slightly more than 50 is option 3 here. So option 2 also gets eliminated. Right? So the final answer to this question would be option 3. I know it looks to be lengthy. Definitely not a 30-second question. It would take up to 1 minute, but not more than that. Right? Do not go by the number of steps that you have put on paper. Right? All you have to do is play with these numbers. Right? When you solve it yourself, you should just be writing the numbers. Don't write all this data, final minus initial and all that stuff. Right? Just do the percentage calculations and take the difference. Answer will be option 3, 50.79 percentage. But yes, out of 5 questions asked in data interpretation, it could be that one question is really time consuming, like this one, right? The other 4 may be easy, right? The other 4 could be easy ones. So if you think this is really time consuming, if you have kind of analyzed that this is going to take 2 minutes for me, then you better skip and jump to the next question. Yeah, not all the 5 would be as complex as this one, right? Some could be easy. So that's about it. I think it's all about being able to play with numbers. If you are smart in your calculations, then you can solve the questions really quick. And I think, unfortunately, majority of you had marked the answer as 47.38, but the correct answer is 50.79, option 3. Divya Uday says, any smart way? I think the only smarter way than this is to skip. Yeah. Should we go for the next one? We have some greatest lover here who says, please do not take so much time explaining the questions. Yeah, if I have to cut down on time, what I can do, the greatest lever here is I can solve it directly, like how I would solve, but I'm sure that will be a bouncer for most of you. So allow me, this chance to kind of explain it a little bit. I am trying to make it easy for all of you, right? Let me present the next question, by the way, right? Here's the next question now. I'm glad that you have understood, right? Great lever, you have been able to solve it really quick, but understand the fact that not all other students are as quick as you are. So they may need a little bit of explanation. Next one here on your screens now. So same data, he says, what would have been Amazon's revenue in $1 million in its 6th year of operation if the company had matched Flipkart's percentage growth in revenues from 5th year to 6th year? Choose the option that is nearest to the answer. So he's asking us to do an approximate calculation there, right? You can do an approximate calculation. Quick. Got the answer? Option 1. I think Mayank Tripathi is the first one to respond. He says it should be option 1, 1500. Rohit Jain has got 4 by 5. What do you mean by 4 by 5? Answer has to be in millions of dollars, right? What is 4 by 5? $1760. Puneet has got 1760, and so has Hitesh, 1760. So I think one person says it should be 1500. Two persons so far have said it should be 1760, and then we have Krishna Kiriti, who's got 2100, option 4. Sunil Gupta has also got 1500, and Nikhil Patil has got 1200. So guys, thank you so much for covering all the 4 options there: 1500, 1760, 1200, 2100. I'm sure some of you have also got option 5, none of the above. But seems like the most common response is 1760. This is an easy question. I think you should not spend more than 20 seconds to arrive at the answer for this one. I mean, having found the values from the graph, it should not take more than 20 seconds. Should we take it up? Got it? 2400. Surya Reddy has got 2400, which is not there in the options. Valay Trivedi has got 1750. We have Paritosh Goel, who's got 1704. All these are option 5, right? None of the above. Okay, so let's take it up. This is an easy one. I'm sure would not take more than 20 seconds. And unlike the previous one, you just have to do one step here to get the answer. So let's look at the solution for this particular question here. It says, what would have been Amazon's revenue in $1 million in its 6th year of operation if the company had matched Flipkart's percentage growth in revenues from 5th to 6th year? Choose the option that is nearest to the answer. So basically we can do an approximate calculation here. Now what is asking us to find out? What would have been Amazon's revenue in its 6th year of operation? See, in the 6th year of operation, Amazon's revenue is already known to us, right? What is Amazon's revenue in 6th year of operation? It is 2000, right? But he says what would have been Amazon's revenue. So this is what has actually happened in 6th year, but what would have been the revenue in its 6th year of operation if, so there is a condition involved here. As such, Amazon's revenue is this, whatever it is, right? 2000, I guess, right? 2000. But what will be the revenue if the company here would refer to Amazon, right? If this company, Amazon, had matched Flipkart's percentage growth in revenues from 5th to 6th. See, Flipkart has seen some percentage growth, right? Flipkart has seen some percentage growth from 5th year to 6th year. So if Amazon also gets the same percentage growth, then what will be the revenue? You're getting it? There is some percentage growth from 5th year to 6th year for Flipkart. If the same percentage growth is applied for Amazon as well, then what will be the revenue of Amazon in 6th year is the question. Now, what is Flipkart's percentage growth? How do we measure that? We have already discussed this, right? We know the value in 5th year and we know the value in 6th year for Flipkart. What are the values? I think this is 1500, and in 6th year it is what, 3000, 3 segments above that, 3300, right? 3300, right? 3600. So Flipkart has grown from 1500 to 3300 in $1 million, but we want percentage growth. So what is Flipkart's percentage growth? Flipkart's percentage growth from 5th year to 6th year. How much is that? How do you measure it? Final minus initial by initial into 100. Look at this. 3300 minus 1500 upon 1500 into 100. So basically this is what? 1800 by 1500, right? 1800 by 1500 or 18 by 15. 18 by 15, which is like 6 by 5. 6 by 5. So basically 6 by 5 is what? 18. Yeah. That is it, right? 1500 and 3300. Yeah. So the growth has been 120%. 6 by 5, you know, is 120. 6 by 5 is like 1.2. So it is like 120%. So Flipkart's growth is 120%. Flipkart's growth is 120%. If Flipkart has seen a growth of 120%, then Amazon would also see 120% growth. I mean, according to this condition, if the company had matched Flipkart's growth. Amazon should also match Flipkart's growth. Now, what is Amazon's revenue in the 5th year? See, Amazon's revenue in the 5th year is how much? It is 800, I guess. Yes, this is 800. So if it is 800 in 5th year, how much will it be in the 6th year? How much will it be in the 6th year? Amazon in 6th year. How much will it be? See, it should grow by 120%. So in the 5th year, it is 800 plus 120% of 800. 800 plus 120% of 800. What is 120% of 800? 120% is 800 plus 160, 960. So 800 plus 960, 1760 is the final answer. 1760, option 2 is the final answer. Right? Option 2 is the final answer. Getting it? Again, cut down the number of steps. I mean, don't put everything on paper there. You can easily understand that on 800, a 120% growth would mean it will become 800 plus 160, which is 1760. So I think this step can be cut down. You don't have to put on paper actually. There's one more way to look at it, right? I mean, if you observe, if you don't want to do all this percentage-based calculation, this is a conventional method. What we have done here is a conventional method, right? You can maybe avoid this. If this looks lengthy, you can avoid this. You don't have to really do all this in the exam, right? A simple way of doing it is, see, he's talking about proportionate growth, right? Whatever growth Flipkart has seen, a similar growth should Amazon see. So Flipkart has become from 1500 to 3300. There is some percentage growth here. Similarly, Amazon should grow from 800 to what? Cross multiply and you will get the answer. As simple as that. So this is the 20-second solution, right? I mean, this may look lengthy. I'm sure most of you would have done this. Correct. Nothing wrong with the solution. The answer is correct, right? Whatever you have done here is correct, but time consuming in my view. You can save your precious time by just going by proportionality, right? Flipkart has become 3300 from 1500. Accordingly, I mean, in line with that, if Amazon has to grow, what will it become? 800 will become what? Cross multiply. So this question mark would be what? 3300 into 800 by 1500. You getting it? So this is like 11 times, and this is 5 times. 300 into 11, 300 into 5. In 5 year goes how many times? 160 times. So 160 into 11. What is 160 into 11? 1600 plus 160, 1760. Same answer. See, one step, just one step. So it's very important that you understand the question very clearly. Once you have understood the question and you go by this proportionality, right? This is a smart method. Nothing wrong with what you have done here. This also is correct. 1760 is the correct answer, but takes a little bit of time, right? First, you're finding the percentage growth, then you're applying that percentage growth. Instead, do it based on proportionality. So 1760 is the final answer, is the correct answer. I'm glad that many of you had got 1760. But the question now to all of you is, did you use the regular method or the smart method? See, getting the right answer alone is not going to help, right? Accuracy is important. 100% accuracy has to be there. But then it's more to do with speed, right? How quickly do you arrive at the right answer is important. So how many of you have done the second method as a question? Tell me smart or regular. All you have to comment is regular method or smart method. Both would involve calculations. That calculation is required. That is the reason I say when it comes to quantitative aptitude, you have to be really quick in calculation. Really very quick in calculation. So just comment smart or regular so that I get to know how many of you have used the smart method here. Looks like most of you use regular method, right? Ashish, Dhaval, Nagasai, Deepak, Apurva Rawat, AP Tiwari, Sneha. Yeah. But Anandi is also used regular method. Anil Kiran, Swati Gupta, Neha. Neha is upset that she has used regular methods. But you should be happy that something you have learned today, and then you can save your time in the exam. Yeah. So Ravi has used the SMART method, Gayatri has used SMART method, Puneet has done it in a smart way, Navneet Singh has done it in a smart way. But I think the ratio of SMART method is to regular method is like 1 is to 10, right? If 10 people have done it in a regular method, then only one has done it in a smart method. And this is what creates the difference, right? This is where the difference lies in the exam. Okay, let me present the next question to you all. I think this is the last one from this data interpretation. There's a 3 marks question here. So the last question is on your screens now. By the way, if I go back to the previous question and just tell you, see, average time taken is 68 seconds. Accuracy is only 37%. In my view, accuracy for this one should be 100%. You cannot go wrong in doing this calculation. Average time should be 20 seconds, not more than that. Yes or no? If you use the smart method here, you won't take more than 20 seconds. So see, 48 seconds can be saved. Yeah, and you'll get 1 mark there. Anyway, the next question is on your screens now. Average time taken is 85 seconds, accuracy is 64%. So only 64% of the people who have attempted this have got it right, but average time spent is 85 seconds. What is the ratio between the average revenue of Snapdeal between year 4 to 6 and Amazon between years 3 to 5th? I think this is a straight question. Sitter, all you have to do is pick up the values and find out the averages. I'll leave you with this for 1 minute. It should not take more than 30 seconds, but 1 minute is what you have, and the clock starts now. Soumya Ranjan, Alok Kumar, all these guys have got option 1. Raghavendra Pratap has got 1. Nagaraju and Himanshu have got 43:31, which is option 3. So I think the confusion is between 1 and 3, right? Option 1 or option 3. Should we take this up now? Ravneet Singh has got 25:47, which is option 1. So I think, yeah, the confusion is between 1 and 3. Let's look at the solution. I am disappointed that even in this one, you have gone wrong, right? I mean, this is a sitter. You can't expect an easier question than this, right? What does it say? What is the ratio between the average revenue of Snapdeal between year 4 to 6 and Amazon between years 3 to 5? Snapdeal from 4 to 6 and Amazon from 3 to 5. You have to take the ratio of their average revenue, right? Average revenue is what? Sum of the revenues divided by 3. Yeah. Now here also there's a smartness, right? I'll tell you how can you save time in this particular question. Let me explain you how is it regularly solved, right? First of all, average revenue of let's say Snapdeal, right? What will it be for which years? 4 to 6. So what are the values from 4th year to 6th year for Snapdeal? I think this is 350. This is 600, and what is this? This is 1200. Yeah, so it will be 350 plus 600 plus 1200 upon 3. Yeah, now simplify this. So 1800 plus 350, 2150, right? 2150 by 3, 2150 by 3. Yeah, 2150 by 3. In my view, we have already started wasting our time. I'll tell you why. Then the average revenue of which is the other company, Amazon, but from which years? From 3rd year to 5th year. Be careful, 3rd year to 5th year. So 3rd year Amazon is this red graph, right? So 3rd year Amazon is 300, right? 300 plus 4th year Amazon is what? 450, right? 300 plus 450 plus 5th year Amazon is what? This is 600, so this should be 800, right? 800, yeah, 800 upon 3. So this is 750 plus 800, 1550 by 3. Yeah, 1550 by 3. Snapdeal versus Amazon. Now, do not waste your time in simplifying this. Understand that this is a ratio based question. What do you mean by ratio? What is the definition of ratio? Ratio is a comparison in the simplest form. Ratio is comparison of two values in the simplest form, simplest possible form, right? Simplest possible form. So whenever you're dealing with questions related to ratios or percentages, whatever is common can be avoided. Like I'll tell you, what would a smart person do? A smart person will not put divided by 3 in the denominator at all, because he very well knows that it is going to get cancelled in both the sides when you finally take the ratio. So understand, in any case, whenever you have to take the ratio of averages, ratio of average is as good as ratio of the sum. So instead of wasting your time in writing divided by 3 or actually doing the calculation and then taking the ratio, a smart person will directly say the sum in the first case is 2150, the sum in the second case is 1550, and that's the ratio. Don't divide by 3. Why do you want to write by 3 and then cancel? I'm sure nobody would have simplified 2150 by 3 or 1550 by 3, but even if you have taken divided by 3, I think it's a waste of time. You should realize that ratio of average is as good as the ratio of the sum, because that denominator is going to get cancelled on both the sides. Keep this in mind. It is only when, this is only when the number of years on both the sides are equal. 4 to 6, 3 years, right? 3 to 5 also is 3 years. If the denominator is different, then don't neglect it. Right? If the denominator, let's say in one case is 3, the other case is 2, then you have to consider it. But since the denominator is common, avoid. So this is like 50 into, how many times? This is 40 plus 3, 43 times. And this is 30 plus 1, 31 times. So 43 is to 31. Option 3 is the answer. Option 3, 43 is to 31 is the answer.